Hello everyone, we are back for our next math lesson. This is for lesson 11 in unit 6. So unit 6, lesson 11, or 6.11. We're going to start by reading our goal here together at I can solve. Everybody ready? I can solve single or one and multi-step, two or more problems. So it's going to be a lot of single and multi-step problems. You're going to see it's kind of a mixture for this lesson. It's our last regular lesson for this unit. So it's before we're going to be doing like our review and our test and everything. So they're going to give us a mix of either just one step or two-step word problems using multiple, many strategies, methods or ways, and models, pictures or number lines involving addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So we're going to be solving just word problems. We're going to try using a lot of different strategies. You've seen me, I've been trying to show as many different ways as I can. Comparison bars, math mountains, equations, equal group pictures, fast arrays, as many as I can show you to solve. And that whole time we are going to be doing this also while relating or connecting addition to subtraction and multiplication to division. And sometimes you'll see me, that's one of my strategies. Sometimes even if it's a division problem, sometimes I'll solve it as a multiplication. Sometimes if it's subtraction, I've been solving it as an addition. Just to show that connection between the two. Now, to get into our work today, if you have not got the pages yet, it does start on page 423. So just make sure you have that. It's page 423 and page 424 today. And I love it. It's all about baseball to start. Softball, baseball. I love those two sports. So anything related to those makes me happy. I'm going to read everything on here. I'm actually not going to show you any work to start. I'm just going to read everything, going to explain some things, and then you're going to come back, and then you're going to check my work, and you're going to check it against your thinking. So up at the top, in this orange, it says sports statistics in the news. So the word statistics, a shorter word for that are like stats. If you like to watch really any kind of sport of any kind, they always talk about the statistics or the stats, and that's really just like how are the players and how are the teams doing. Even like in swimming, a stat is like how fast did the swimmer do her or his race. In volleyball, how many games are those players winning. Soccer, like scores, times the amount of time people are playing. Football could be just about completion percentage, how many times they're scoring, how many yards. So with baseball, this is our baseball stats. It's really just how well are the players doing, what kinds of things are they doing well. And then even it can be stats about how often the teams are winning. So I'm just going to start up here in the black. Little League Baseball Championships, Wheaton Wolves score win. So this is kind of like, if you can tell, it kind of looks like a newspaper. So basically this is like a fake newspaper sports section where they're giving you the stats about this baseball team. So Wheaton Wolves win Little League World Series Championship. The chart shows some statistics from the 6 games the team played. So we have a really good data table here. It's not a graph. So we haven't had any graphing for a while, but this is just a data table. So they could have showed this information in a graph, like a bar graph or a pie chart or a line plot or something, but this is just a data table. So it means they just have some information here with the numbers. So Wheaton Wolves statistics. So times at bat. So this is the number of times that the players were actually batting and trying to hit the ball, 155. Hits, they had 47 hits. So they tried to hit the ball 155 times. They actually hit it 47 times. That's pretty common. Base on balls, that means they got to the base 25 times on balls. So that means when you're playing softball or baseball, you get basically 3 tries. If you get 3, like the pitcher will throw you 3 times. If you get 3 strikes, you're out. But there's also these balls. So when a pitcher is throwing a ball, there's this thing called the strike zone. They have to throw it in like the right spot. And if you don't hit it, or if you don't want to swing at it, but it's in that little strike zone, that's a strike. But if the pitcher throws a really bad pitch, that's called a ball. And if it's 4 balls, then you get to go to base because of those balls. Runs scored, they scored 36 runs. Strikeouts, 36. So that means they got 3 strikes when they were trying. Either they swung and they missed it, or they didn't swing, but the ball went to that perfect little strike zone. So that's the stats. That's the information we're going to need. Now, even if you don't really know anything about softball or baseball, you don't need to know this. You just need to make sure you're just reading these labels here for the numbers. Now, the black here says, use the information in the table to write an equation and solve the problem. Okay. How many times at bat did players not strike out? Okay, I'm going to label some stuff, underline some. Players not strike out or get a base on balls. Okay. All right, so that sounds like just a one step. I'm just going to have to use players not strike out. Ooh, or maybe not. Ooh, or get a base on balls. Well, actually, how many players did not strike out or get a base on balls? Okay, never mind. I think it's just going to be, that's a little confusing because there's nothing up here that says not strike out. There's a strikeout part, but not strike out? Well, if they didn't strike out, what did they do then? So if you don't know anything about softball or baseball, it makes it a little bit trickier. But if you didn't strike it, that means you probably hit the ball. So just think about that. Or get a base on balls. Okay, so I think that helps me there. Number 2, how many hits and base on balls did not result in a run? Ooh, so remember we have this part that here says runs scored. So I had 36 runs scored. This is definitely going to be a multi-step. Okay, how many hits and base on balls did not result in a run? Because they had a bunch of hits, they had a bunch of base on balls, but that's only the amount of runs they actually scored. So what do I have to figure out first, though? Because they had a bunch of hits, they had a bunch of base on balls, but not every single one of those scored. And I can tell because 47 plus 25 is more than, if you were listening really carefully, I even gave a hint of what you're going to do for this problem. Okay, it's more than 36. Okay, come back for that one. The Wheaton Wolves had 13 triple. Ooh, triple, that means when you hit the ball, you go from first base, second base to third base. So you don't stop at just first or second. You actually get to go all the way to third base because you hit the ball so well. Or double base hits. And double base means you went to second base. So they had 3 home runs and the rest were single base hits. How many single base hits did the team get? Multi-step problem for sure. So 1 single step and 2 multi-step. So they had 13 triple or double base hits. So that's triple and double together. So it's not like they got 13 triple and 13 double. They just had 13 triple and double together. 3 home runs. The rest were single base hits. So hits. Oh, that's right. They have hits up there in the data table. So I'm going to need that piece of information to help me because they got 47 hits. Okay. Well, do your best thinking with this and come back and check against mine.